What's up, guys, and today I'll be reviewing Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, and wow, that is a long name, but anyways, this was new for 2019 and opened just last June, but I did not get to ride it near the time it opened because I was on my trip, but wow, this coaster is fun. It really did surprise me. They actually removed the coaster that was previously there, Dragon Challenge, because how much space it took, and they replaced it with this great new ride, and in my opinion, it is even better than Dragon Challenge off of my one ride on Hagrid's. Plus, the Dueling Dragons theme did not really fit with the Harry Potter area, so they replaced it with a whole new, great roller coaster that fits great in Hogsmeade. So let's start with the stats. It is located at Islands of Adventure. It's manufactured by Intamin, it is a motorbike coaster, which I want to go over in a little bit. It's only 65 feet tall, but most of this ride is low to the ground. It reaches now 50 miles per hour of speed. It has no inversions, and finally has a very long track length at 5,053 feet. Now, to start out, the layout is actually very similar to some Intamin Blitz coasters, even though it's a motorbike coaster, and it also does have lots of super cool elements. Like I said, most of this ride is low to the ground, but it has a spike, which is super fun, and also a drop track, even also inside, which it also has a total of 7 launches. 7 launches, that's a lot for a coaster to have, and all of them are great. Now, the trains on Hagrid's are very unique. It's like a motorbike coaster, so the trains are like motorbikes, but are themed to Harry Potter with all those bikes, in the movies. Those trains were weird, but they were comfy, but man, these trains look good with 7 rows and 2 seats per row. Basically, the right side is the higher seat, which is the driver's seat on the motorbike, and then on the left side is way lower on the track, and basically you are the passenger. I only did ride this coaster one time in the front just because the line was about an hour when we rode it, and it became like 120 minutes right after we rode it, and then way later in the day it became capacity. It really does get like that much of a crowd, and we were there on a light day where like the rest of the rides in the park were like at least 5 to 15 minutes long. But at least they also have lockers, which is a free, so that's an upside. But then they also will let you bring anything that can fit in your pockets, such as phones or anything else like my GoPro. And of course, if there's anything that does not fit in your pockets, such as large items or bags you cannot bring in line. But anyways, the whole setup is very cool and detailed, which the whole ride is detailed, but the entrance is cool. This coaster is located in the Hogsmeade area. This ride's queue is also super good and detailed, so is the ride, and the theme on this coaster is super good. It's probably one of the most themed coasters out there. It's themed to Harry Potter, of course. It's like Hagrid's taking you on a motorbike ride. It's like the motorbikes go crazy, and then you go through all the difficulties, like Devil's Snare, you actually lose power and other stuff, so it's really cool. Also, the dispatches are pretty fast for them to load and unload you. It is 2 rooms for where you load and unload, so that even makes it faster, and they need that for the long lines to have universal. Even the station is continuously moving. Of course, that even speeds up the operations even more, which is very helpful to the dispatches. But probably one of the only downsides on this coaster is that it was actually a little shaky, but it was not that bothering. But for a new coaster, you need it to be smooth, which it was there. You noticed it, but overall it wasn't that bad. But let's get into the ride experience. You'll leave the station continuously moving, and then you'll turn right first into that little tiny launch. It is the first of many, of course, and this one is definitely the smallest. Throughout the whole ride, Hagrid is narrating you, so then you'll twist down into the next launch, which this one is definitely more fast and more longer, but then you'll maneuver into this turn right by the queue. Then you'll go through some twists and a little airtime, but then you'll go back into a turn and into the brakes, and then you'll go right by inside this hut-looking building, so you'll see an animatronic Hagrid in a creature of some sort. It is great on this ride that there's not a single screen, which is great. all these animatronics are great, but next you'll go down into another great launch. This is one of the super long ones. Then you will speed up into this downscale stangle dive element through this building that is actually really detailed. It just tells you on how detailed this ride is. It's like a perfect example. But then you'll go back down and through some low to the ground turns. Well, actually water turns. They are great. It's like you're on a motorbike, and then right by the water is nice, but then you'll twist around into the next launch, which is very similar to the other launches. It's great. But next is some more bank turns that are super fun, but then you'll pop up into a small turn and around into another launch that then you actually go right by Fluffy, the three-headed dog that looks big and super good, a great animatronic. Then you will turn into another launch. There is a lot, absolutely, but then you'll go right by the Weasley's car and up to this spike where, of course, you'll go back down. You will get some nice airtime on it floating out of your seat, but then you'll go back into the launch backwards, of course, where and you the track will switch. Then you'll bank backwards into the show building. Then you'll twist into the drop track section, where then you'll go into Devil's Snare. This drop track is fun like all of them. It's very similar to Verbolten's, not so much like 13 or anything, but it's because it doesn't have that first like little tiny drop and then a big drop. It's more like Verbolten's, which is one big drop. It is great, but then at the bottom, of course, you'll launch out. Then you'll go down this very long launch, which is, as you can see there on the side, it is super cool mist speeding along the train, which is super neat. It does look fantastic. But then you'll twist back and go the other way into finally the brakes, which it is right under the Stango dive, like the whole brake section. And actually later on the brakes, there's this unicorn with its baby. Of course, it is from Harry Potter. I absolutely love Harry Potter. It is a cool animatronic, but then you'll get off ending your experience. So for its overall score, I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. Overall, it's great. But to end out this review, Universal definitely did succeed in making a good Harry Potter coaster for what the park needed, and it's a great coaster, and the theme is fantastic. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon to get notified when I post a new video. It helps a lot, and see ya.